It's time for Columbus Sports Live. Columbus Sports Live is presented by Mercy of Columbus. Also by It's time for the Titans on your new home for Columbus High School Athletics, Columbus Sports Live.
And good Saturday evening. It's kind of weird to be saying that for a basketball game. Welcome on into the final game of the 31st annual Lancer Classic tournament. It is the boys championship round against Parsons. Columbus will be taking on the Vikings here after they book their ticket to this game with a win over the Riverton Rams, 58-52. Parsons booked their ticket here with a win over the College Heights Christian Academy Cougars, 55-47. It's going to be a good matchup here. These records really don't tell the stories of these two teams. You know, Columbus has had a really remarkable season so far this year, and Parsons with a 5-6 record. They come into this ball game playing mostly 4A schools. They lost their first 4 games of the season, but have won their most recent 4. So I think it's going to be a really good matchup tonight. Titans got their work cut out for them here, and they're going to have to play their best basketball if they're going to come out and repeat a victory in the Lancer Classic. Last year they won it to College Heights Christian, 38-32. Hoping to repeat it once again this year. We'd like to let you know, as soon as I find a little thing, there we go, that Columbus Sports Live is presented by Mercy of Columbus. You don't need to travel for quality, compassionate care with Mercy of Columbus right around the corner. They're local, reliable. That's Mercy of Columbus. You can learn more at mercy.net. So we're going to step away for our first break, and as we kick off the Vital Signs pregame show. When we come back, we'll kind of preview this matchup and talk about what happened for the Columbus Titans in order to get to this point, as well as the season for the Parsons Vikings. All that and more coming up next. We'll be back with the Vital Signs pregame show coming up in 2 minutes.
Columbus.
Having the right branding, graphics, and overall look to your business is vital. Luckily, there's Vital Signs in Columbus. Vital Signs Sign Company has been the 4-state's choice for vibrant, eye-catching signage since 2001. From small stickers and leather patch hats to lighted pole signs, digital signs, banners, and more, Vital Signs takes you from concept to design to installation. Up your graphics and promotion game with Vital Signs. To see more of their work, follow them at facebook.com/Vital Signs Sign Company or call 620-429-3000. Call's service is outstanding in their field, especially for those that are stuck, outstanding in their field. Call's carries a wide selection of farm, industrial, and heavy-duty tires, all from the best brands in the business. And they've got farm service trucks ready to go. Plus, Call's continues to be the place folks go for car and truck tires, repairs, oil changes, and so much more. If you're in the market for new tires in Southeast Kansas, make the right call to Call's Service, 620-724-4121. See more at callservicellc.com.
As one of the oldest banks in Southeast Kansas, Exchange State Bank is proud to be locally owned and operated. Exchange State Bank provides quality customer service supporting the growth of local businesses, agriculture, and the financial needs of families in the community. With competitive savings and loan products, online banking and mobile deposits, free debit cards, and more, Exchange State Bank is working to earn your business. To earn more, call 620-429-1873 or visit esbks.com. Exchange State Bank, you're not just banking, you're banking with friends.
When it comes to your health, there's no need to travel. Mercy Hospital Columbus offers an array of outpatient services such as physical therapy and infusions. Mercy also has private room swing bed services and respite care. The ER is open 24/7 with low wait times. Mercy cardiology physicians can even serve patients here. Choosing a small community hospital allows you to remain close to home while still receiving important medical care. Eliminate unnecessary time and travel by choosing Mercy Hospital Columbus.
Welcome back out here to Southeast High School as we kick off the Vital Signs pregame show 9 minutes before the tip here of the championship game. The Titans' execution is vital to their success, and at Vital Signs, they know how important execution is. That's why they help you through the entire process from design to installation. You can follow them at facebook.com/Vital Signs Sign Company. Previewing this game, taking a look at how these two teams got to this point, of course, the championship, the game to end it all for the tournament. Looking at Columbus, they beat Neodesha in the quarterfinal round 80-29, a game that we did not broadcast, but a game that was really controlled by Columbus the entire stretch. And it kind of showed that, with the right opponent, Columbus can do a lot of good things. And they didn't get an easier opponent as they took on Riverton for the semifinal game. And that one was really close. In fact, a huge third quarter for the Titans. And I can see maybe if I can try to pull up a little bit of stats here and talk to you about who had scoring in that one. So the leading scorer for that game was Colt Ungenhauer. He had 15 points in the ball game, a couple of big threes in the third quarter that actually allowed the Titans to kind of switch the momentum of that one. Brett Hamilton had 13, followed by Landon Midget with 10 points. Cole Youngblood had 8, Seth Stover with 4, and Matt Kirk with 2 points, and that rounded out the scoring for the Titans. This Parsons squad comes into this game at 5-6. Now, they lost their first 4 games of the season to Girard, Wichita Collegiate, Towanda, Circle, and Mulvane. And then they ended up actually winning a game against Fort Scott, a close one, 61-58. Took a couple of losses to Labette County, and then coming out of the semester to Pittsburgh. But they've won their last 4 games against Coffeyville, Independence, and then they won their quarterfinal game here in the Lancer Classic against the Southeast Lancers, and won their semifinal game 55-47 in a game that was controlled by Parsons really up until the fourth quarter when they actually started to take control of the ball. And I think it was a 2-point ball game at a point in that time, or maybe it was a 3-point ball game, but Parsons managed to come out with the win 55-47 over the College Heights Christian Cougars. So now both teams coming in, Columbus with the higher record, 9-1, Parsons 5-6. I believe Columbus should be the home team based on their record, but I'm honestly not completely sure of that. But both teams expected to make this a good ball game. Parsons, a decently young team, only 1 senior, but they have 5 juniors, 4 sophomores, and a couple freshmen on their roster. At least this might be just their varsity roster. We've kind of had that a couple of times during this tournament where players have subbed in right at the end of the game, and they're not on the roster because I'm assuming they're JV or C team, and we have no idea who they are. But looking at their team, their 1 senior, Jesse Jones, I know last year he was a critical player for them, rounding out their season, and he's back again, the only senior on their team, and he can shoot it from the outer perimeter. Looking at just a couple of games from them, he is a 3-point shooter, classically, and in fact, he can pretty much shoot it from anywhere, but traditionally, he's going to try to take it from the outer perimeter if he can find the shot. And so that's something that I believe the Titans have got to watch out for. A lot of these guys can shoot it. I've heard Trey Mack's a pretty good shooter as well, along with Landon Wheat. So they've got a lot to watch as they come out of the locker room for this game. 5 minutes, 50 seconds left here until the tip. We're going to take another quick break, and when we come back, we're going to look at some other games that have happened tonight around the area. Tournament-wise, the Raider Classic wrapped up earlier this afternoon, and the Tony DuBray Classic Championship between Galena and Thomas Jefferson, I believe, is wrapping up here in just the next few minutes. We'll take a quick break. We return to Southeast High School for what I just said, and then the tip-off here in about 2 minutes.
Roto-Rooter is proud to serve Southeast Kansas, offering sewer and drain cleaning, as well as septic and grease trap pumping 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. From toilet clogs to video inspections, sewer line repairs to complete replacements. To make an appointment, call 620-231-5630. That's 620-231-5630. Roto-Rooter, proud to support area high schools and student athletes. See the rad in names and numbers. Having the right branding, graphics, and overall look to your business is vital. Luckily, there's Vital Signs in Columbus. Vital Signs Sign Company has been the 4-state's choice for vibrant, eye-catching signage since 2001. From small stickers and leather patch hats to lighted pole signs, digital signs, banners, and more, Vital Signs takes you from concept to design to installation. Up your graphics and promotion game with Vital Signs. To see more of their work, follow them at facebook.com/Vital Signs Sign Company or call 620-429-3000.
When it comes to your health, there's no need to travel. Mercy Hospital Columbus offers an array of outpatient services such as physical therapy and infusions. Mercy also has private room swing bed services and respite care. The ER is open 24/7 with low wait times. Mercy cardiology physicians can even serve patients here. Choosing a small community hospital allows you to remain close to home while still receiving important medical care. Eliminate unnecessary time and travel by choosing Mercy Hospital Columbus.
Whether you're trying to make the most of the next harvest, navigating a changing business landscape, or planning for the next chapter in your life, the professionals at Prime Accounting Solutions are here to help. With 10 locations, Prime Accounting offers convenient, friendly accounting and tax services at a fair price. Payroll, bookkeeping, business planning, personal tax filing, and more. And now Prime is the place to go for insurance. Titan fans can find us at 404B North Grand in Pittsburgh or call 620-232-7305. To find a location near you, go to primeaccounting.net.
Welcome back out here as we continue on with the Vital Signs pregame show here in Columbus Sports Live, looking at the final of the Tony DeBray Classic on the boys' side. Galena is taking on Thomas Jefferson. I'm not sure what their mascot is. Let me go back and look. They're the Thomas Jefferson Warriors. You learn something new every day. Anyway, Galena is up 70-40 in that one with a running clock, 2:36 left to go in the ball game. So Galena will be called the Tony DeBray Classic champions on the boys' side. I believe their girls got a win today as well. I actually have no idea who they took on, but they took third place. And I'll try to find that game for you really quickly and see who they played. So they played Pierce City. I don't know what their mascot is, but they played Pierce City on the Galena girls' side, and they ended up winning that one. So let's find out what they won it by. I think it was a close game pretty much the entire way through, 63-62. So that one was pretty much as close as it could possibly get. Luckily, though, the Galena Bulldogs did come out on top. We always like to see CNC competition doing well elsewhere other than in Southeast Kansas. Looking at the Raider Classic, let me pull it up here. I know the girls took fourth place with a loss. And I can't even find the full bracket. I'm going to try to figure out who they played. I know the boys, they all played Fort Scott. So the Lady Raiders will take fourth, Fort Scott will take third in the Raider Classic, and then the Raider boys beat Fort Scott in order to take third place in that game. So all teams around the CNC doing quite well for themselves, as Girard actually just took a loss to Augusta in the Baldwin Boys Invitational Championship round. So all teams in the area, at least in the CNC, representing well that we got some basketball here in Southeast Kansas. Whether or not we win every game or not, whether or not we make it all to the state tournament every year, it's kind of showed that Southeast Kansas is one of the most dominant areas, I think, not only in 3A but in the entire state for basketball. Because every year, we've had Galena boys 3 trips to the state tournament, back-to-back Final Fours. Colgan girls, same story, and Frontenac girls, same story with that. Girard even going up to the state tournament last year as well. So a lot of talent coming out of this one as we set for the tip. For this one, I think they're going to introduce starting lineups. Assuming tonight for the Titans, it'll be starting senior number 13, Colt Ungenhauer. Senior number 22, Cole Miner. Senior number 30, Brett Hamilton. Senior number 35, Landon Midget. And senior number 42, Seth Stover. Titans should be the home team. They're dressed out in white, red letters and numerals. They're coached by Jerry Smiley, assisted by Taylor Spear, and just got the confirmation word from the scores table that they are the home team. Starting for the Parsons Vikings will be junior, number 1, J.J. Kendrick. As I get his name wrote down here. I'm assuming they're also going to start junior number 2, Trey Mack. I believe they're most likely going to start Jesse Jones as well. I wouldn't be surprised if they start him, as they're introducing the starting lineups on both sides of the court. Yep, and there's Jesse Jones. He comes out. like I said, the 3-point shooter he is, so Titans have really got to be on top of him. I'm assuming they're also going to start number 5, Landon Wheat. I'm sure he's going to be in there, and I think Dante Sawyer, number 4, might make an appearance. And they are going to start Landon Wheat as well. So the starting lineup for the Vikings is number 1, 11, Junior J.J. Hendrick. Junior, number 2, Trey Mack. Senior, the lone senior on the team, number 3, Jesse Jones. Number 4, sophomore, Dante Sawyer. And number 5, junior, Landon Wheat. Parsons are coached by Anthony Houck, assisted by Christy Snyder, Greg Lampkins, and Wes Kroll. He'll be the away team on the scoreboard. They're dressed out in their road blues with, I'm assuming, gold letters and numerals, even though they got some of them. I think they're surrounding the starting 5, and it'll be white letters and numerals outlined in gold. There we go. As we get ready for the tip, it will be Ungenhauer and Wheat starting us off here in this one, the championship game, to decide it all. Who goes home happy and who goes home sad. Pretty much how this tournament works. Well, I think the Flares got a little bit antsy. They're going to redo the tip, and Ungenhauer wins it. Flips it over to Hamilton in the backcourt, and he'll flip it over to Midget and direct a little traffic here. Going on in this one, there's Minor. Gets it over to Stover now, top of the key. Flips it over to Ungenhauer, right wing. Back over to Minor. Minor drives in near the baseline, tries to throw up a shot, gets blocked in there. Now passes it out to Stover to Hamilton. He'll try a 3. Rolls in and out, no good, but Minor there for the rebound. His putback, no good, and there's a little contact between Jesse Jones and Landon Midget. Ball will go back to, or I guess they'll get their first possession of the game for the Vikings. There's Jones with it now. Jesse Jones, the guy we kind of mentioned you got to watch earlier. He drives in, gets it back out to Sawyer. Sawyer tries a 3, no good. Ungenhauer under the board for the rebound. There's Midget, left wing. Tries to find an opening, gets it over to Stover. Now Minor. Minor on the other wing, and they're going to get a holding foul. And Titans set to inbound it once again. And that's going to be a foul on Sawyer. His first personal. First team foul for anybody of the game. Minor got it over to Stover. Now Hamilton with it. Gets it over to Ungenhauer. Ungenhauer will try to drive in, spin away, throws up. Shot no good. And that was Wheat that came down with the rebound and flipped it over to Sawyer. Sawyer will dribble it around, get it over to Kendrick. Kendrick kind of drew a lot of contact there. Gets it over to Sawyer. Kind of weaved around the Titan defense. Now flips it over to Jones. Jones nodding his head, directing a little traffic. He'll drive in instead. Puts it up. Shot blocked by Midget. But I think they're going to get a foul on Landon, and Jesse Jones will go to the line. And that will be Landon's first foul. First shot for Jones. Bounces off the rim, no good. Both teams still scoreless here with 6:30 left to go, first quarter. But he swishes the second one, nothing but net for Jones. First point of the ball game as Hamilton gets it over to Minor. Now back to Hamilton, and that pass nearly stolen away by Sawyer lands in the hands of Stover. Underneath pass to Ungenhauer, and his shot's up and good. What a mouthful there, but Titans are now on top 2-1 early on in this one. Not an impressive lead, but hey, it's always nice to say you're on top. That was Kendrick. He bounced passed over to Sawyer. Sawyer will back out near the half-court mark and direct a little traffic. And gets it over to Wheat. Wheat now over to Jones. Jones drives in. Floater no good. Got his own putback, and it wasn't good. And Wheat tried to go for the dunk, but a foul was called. Jesse Jones at the foul stripe once again, and they're going to get that one on Brett Hamilton. Brett's first, team second. Jones gets another opportunity at the foul stripe. First one, nothing but net. Ties the ball game up, has the opportunity to take the lead by one. And he does. Nothing but net on either one of them for Jesse Jones. Shooting potential pretty high for him. There's Hamilton, gets it across to Ungenhauer. Ungenhauer's going to go up for the two-handed slam, and he gets it to go. All 4 points for the Titans are in the hands of Colt Ungenhauer in this one. There's Sawyer, drives in, bounce pass underneath to Wheat, blocked out of there by Landon Midget. A head pass underneath, or over to Brett Hamilton. I guess they're going to say Brett traveled with it. As he was getting the head pass from Landon Midget on the complete other side of the court. Would have been an epic play if he could connect and complete, but unfortunately, sometimes it doesn't work out that way. There's Sawyer off the inbound. Looking to put it somewhere, gets it over to Jones. Now in the ball game, number 0, Jamarian Washington. I completely missed him on my score sheet, and he's got the ball. He'll drive in, back out against Stover. Now here's Kendrick for 3. That one rolls in and out, a whistle's blown. And ball will go back to the Titans. I have to stand up here before too long at this point because I can't really see what's going on half the court. Hamilton inbounds it to Midget. Gets it across the court for Minor. Minor tried to get it underneath to Stover. It was picked out of there by Sawyer. Gets it ahead to Mack. And Mack's bucket's up and good. And now they take the lead 4-5. All right, I'm going to have to stand up here even though there's a wall in my way. There's the pass from Hamilton to Ungenhauer. Back to Minor in the corner. Gets it inside for Hamilton. He tries to go up, but he's fouled on the way. And that foul is going to go against J.J. Kendrick, his first. Here, there's Ungenhauer for 3. Shot no good. And that was Wheat that came down with the rebound. There's Kendrick. Bounce pass underneath to Washington, and his bucket's up and good. Nice, nifty move there between Kendrick and Washington to get the bucket for the Vikings, and they take the lead by 3 early on in this one. Still a one-possession ball game. There's Stover. Bounce pass underneath to Midget. Here's Hamilton, top of the key for 3. Nothing but net for Brett Hamilton. And it ties the ball game up 7-7. That's when you needed it right there. There's Trey Mack. Gets it underneath to Washington, and he's left wide open. And Coach Smiley, I think, is going to take time out and regroup his squad a little bit as there was nobody on top of Jamarian Washington, and his bucket's up and good. I believe they're going to give it to him. I believe they're going to give him a 30. We'll be back here to Southeast High School, championship of the Lancer Classic in 30 seconds.
Roto-Rooter is proud to serve Southeast Kansas, offering sewer and drain cleaning, as well as septic and grease trap pumping 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. From toilet clogs to video inspections, sewer line repairs to complete replacements. To make an appointment, call 620-231-5630. That's 620-231-5630. Roto-Rooter, proud to support area high schools and student athletes. See the rad in names and numbers.
Coming out of the timeout call by Coach Smiley, trying to regroup his squad here as Parsons has an early 9-7 lead. Midget inbounds it to Ungenhauer. Long pass for Stover. Stover will flip it over to Cole Minor. Now Colt Ungenhauer with it, left wing. Gets it over to Minor in the left corner. Minor drives in, backs out, gets it over to Ungenhauer. Now Midget. Now Cole Youngblood, who's checked in the ball game. And that pass intended for Midget, tipped out of there by Sawyer. That's Dante Sawyer who tipped it out. Ball will stay with the Titans as Youngblood inbounds it to Midget. Midget drives in, throws up a shot. It's stripped out of there by the Vikings, and here comes Sawyer with it down the court. Pass over to Jesse Jones, and they're going to get a charge. And Vikings fans in disagreement, but a charge call on Jesse Jones. And ball will go back to the Titans. Vikings going to run a full court here and try to stop the Titans offensively. Ungenhauer and Midget going to trade passes. Long pass from Midget to Stover. Stover overhead pass to Midget now. As he backs out near the 25-foot mark. Gets it over to Cole Minor. Now inside for Seth Stover. Back out to Midget. I think they were going to try to set up for a three, but didn't have the time. And there's Colt Ungenhauer, and he traveled as he was trying to get in the lane for the shot, and ball will go back to the Vikings. Cole Minor will take a seat here. Here's Jesse Jones with it, 25-foot line. He'll direct a little traffic. Try to set up the Vikings offensively. Gets it over to Sawyer. Sawyer left wing backing up against Cole Youngblood underneath pass to Washington, and it goes out of bounds. And it will go back to the Titans. Midget and Hamilton trade passes in the backcourt. Got to find a spot to get it over. And gets it over to Ungenhauer. Nearly tipped out of there by Trey Mack. Ungenhauer resets near the left wing and will get the play call from Coach Smiley. Ungenhauer drives in, gets it over to Cole Youngblood. Shot no good. Titans a little out of sorts offensively here in this one. Here comes Landon Wheat, and he drives through the lane, and his shot's up and good. First bucket of the ball game for Landon Wheat, and now it's a 4-point difference. Vikings on top of the Titans here early on in this one. 2:03 left to go, first quarter. Here's Brett Hamilton with it, top of the key. Flips it over to Colt Ungenhauer. He tries a three from the corner. Shot no good. I'm not sure who came down with that one, but that pass stolen away by Brett Hamilton. And now the Vikings are trying to come up with it, and they do. That was Dante Sawyer that picked it up off the court. A head pass to Landon Wheat, and his bucket's up and good. Now it's a 6-point game. Titans really need to get things going on the offense side, get some good looks in here. Here's Ungenhauer. His shot's up, but he's fouled. Shot will be no good. Sub coming in now for the Vikings as Washington sits, and that'll be number 42, Demias Johnson. Here's Seth Stover. Bucket is up and in. Now 9-13 here. Vikings on top early in this one. There's Sawyer with it. He drives in the lane. His shot's up and in off the glass. And that's the first bucket of the ball game for Dante Sawyer. And the Titans still struggling a little bit early on in this one offensively. Still a lot of game to be played. Bounce pass underneath from Colt Ungenhauer to Cole Youngblood. His shot no good. There's Dante Sawyer with it. He'll drive in the lane, and his shot kind of partially blocked there by Colt Ungenhauer. Really ran into the cameraman on the floor. But the foul is going to be called on Ungenhauer. And that will send Dante Sawyer to the free throw line. Rolls the first one in. Second one rattles out, so most of that worked out, I would say. Here's Hamilton with it, gets it over to Midget, now Minor. Back to Midget. Directing a little traffic. And pass poked away by the Vikings. He comes up with it, though, gets it ahead to Cole Youngblood. And they're going to get a charge on Cole Youngblood. And ball will go back to the Vikings. Oh, man. Titans out of sorts early on in this one for sure. not doing their best performance, not really handling the Viking defense very well. And their defense itself is not very good, as they've given the Vikings a lot of good looks and a lot of open opportunities in the lane. Tick under 30 seconds now, first quarter. That was Kendrick. It's over to Trey Mack. Now Washington is back in the ball game. Washington drives baseline, and they're going to get a charge on Washington as Minor falls down. And ball will go back to the Titans. Charge for a charge. As we have a sub coming in for the Vikings, number 21. That's Travian Tullis. I got to write him down now. Vikings going deep into their bench early on in this one. That was midget over to Kirk. And Kirk's pass tipped out of there by Mack. And he'll try a three. Shot no good. And Titans come down with the rebound. And there's Cole Youngblood at the buzzer. Shot bounces off the backboard and is no good. So at the end of one, Vikings lead it over the Columbus Titans 16-9. We'll take a 1-minute timeout, and we'll be back with the second quarter of play from the Lancer Classic Championship here in 1 minute.
You're trying to make the most of the next harvest, navigating a changing business landscape, or planning for the next chapter in your life. The professionals at Prime Accounting Solutions are here to help. With 10 locations, Prime Accounting offers convenient, friendly accounting and tax services at a fair price. Payroll, bookkeeping, business planning, personal tax filing, and more. And now Prime is the place to go for insurance. Titan fans can find us at 404B North Grand in Pittsburgh or call 620-232-7305. To find a location near you, go to primeaccounting.net. Having the right branding, graphics, and overall look to your business is vital. Luckily, there's Vital Signs in Columbus. Vital Signs Sign Company has been the four-stage choice for vibrant, eye-catching signage since 2001. From small stickers and leather patch hats to lighted pole signs, digital signs, banners, and more, Vital Signs takes you from concept to design to installation. Up your graphics and promotion game with Vital Signs. To see more of their work, follow them at facebook.com/Vital Signs Sign Company or call 620-429-3000.
Welcome back here out of the timeout. Parsons on top of the Titans here early on in the Lancer Classic Championship, 16-9. So we enter the second quarter of play. It was Viking basketball. There's Jones with it now. Flips it over to Sawyer. There's Kendrick with it now. Bounce pass underneath to Jones. Little floater. Shot no good. And Midget comes down with the rebound. Titans got to start working here offensively. Midget in the lane. Gets the bucket and the foul, and that's really how you do it. Not a much better way to start it off than that for the Titans here in the second quarter, and they finally get above double digits here, 11-16, and Midget can hopefully here with first free throw, or I guess the only free throw, it's up and good. And they gave it to Parsons. Nice job. The scoreboard gave it to Parsons. All right. Well, it is 12-16, not 11-17. So I'm sure they'll be knowing of that. And that was Tullis that had his pocket picked by Minor. Are they going to change the scoreboard? Oh, well. It is 12-16. I think Coach Smiley, noticed it and I think kind of signaled at the scores table. Now it's 12-17. There was no point in there. It should be a 4-point game. Okay, well, illegal activity going on in this one. There's Cole Tungenauer. His shot no good. In fact, they actually got the third foul on Washington. I missed that one, and who picked up... Well, I don't know who picked up that basket. I was writing it down. And it's not updated, so I guess there was no basket. Okay, well, that all worked out, I guess. Unless the scores table's fallen asleep. And there it goes. Should be 12-19. Just going to be honest here. That shot no good. Hamilton tried to get the board, and his putback's up and in. Got to slowly crawl back in this one now, 14-20. I'm almost positive it should be 14-19, but you know what? I'll stop complaining about it now. Here's Sawyer in the backcourt, gets it over to Kendrick. Kendrick dishes underneath to Wheat. Now back out to Jones. He no-look pass over to Trey Mack. Now Jones, top of the key, 3. Shot no good, and that was Kendrick that came down with the rebound. His putback tipped out of there by Hamilton. And they're going to get a foul on Brett Hamilton off the attempted rebound. Okay, they fixed it now. See, 14-19. I knew I was right. That is the second foul on Brett Hamilton. First one rolls off, no good. Could be a lot. Well, I don't want to say this, but it could be a lot bigger of a game now if Parsons made their free throws. Been fortunate in that aspect that they haven't tonight. And of course, as I say that, announcer's jinx. Second one goes in for Kendrick. Here's Hamilton with it now. Gets it over to Ungenhauer. Long pass. Need to be careful with that. Ungenhauer drives in the lane. I'm hoping they're going to credit him with the shot there. Should have been a shot and a foul. I'm hoping they're going to give him credit for it. Scores table is not. Okay, they did give him credit. Awesome. So 16-20. And Ungenhauer at the foul line. Subs coming in here for the Vikings. Landon Wheat sits the bench. Are we ready to give Ungenhauer the ball? Some discussion at the scores table. 16-20 is the right score now. They have it. Ungenhauer way off on the free throw. Ball will go back to the Vikings. Titans have cut it to 4, though. It was once nearly a double-digit lead. They've cut down to 4 points. They can just continue pressing them offensively and defensively and try to find the Vikings out of sorts. Kind of just like that. And there's the pass. That's a little short. Midget stole the ball. It was tipped out of there by Kendrick, but his tip landed in the hands of Cole Minor. And now the Titans will have this. Titans did get the steal. Thankfully. Here's Midget with it now. Direct a little traffic. I believe that's Jesse Jones on top of him. Now here's Ungenhauer. Hamilton top of the key. Gets it over to Ungenhauer now, left wing. Titans will back out. 5:30 left to go here, second quarter. Gets it over to Midget. Inside for Hamilton. Hamilton will go up. Shot's no good, but a whistle's blown, and Brett will go to the foul line. See, this is what you do. I think Coach Smiley's kind of drawn it up rather nicely here, just to you get in the lane. Don't even worry about it. Just trying to throw the shot up and get the foul call. Titans have the opportunity to cut it to 2 here, and Brett Hamilton knocks the first one down. Second one rolls off, no good. So he cuts it to a one-possession ball game. There's a long pass for Trey Mack. Down pass underneath for number 14, and that's Connor Barkus. He gets the bucket and the foul on the other end of the court. So what was now a one-possession ball game is now not. Of course, though. And they have the foul on 32. I don't think we have a 32. And they don't have a 32. Who's 32? Did I miss somebody on our roster? I'm actually going to go up and make sure. Brett went up, and shot was no good, but he did go. He will go to the foul line. I'm trying to make sure we don't have a 32 in here that I'm missing. We don't. Yeah, I've never seen a 32, but they got the foul on, and they changed it to... That foul was on Barkus. I have no idea who picked up that other one because there is no 32 in the ball game. I guess they can only net 42, and the ref got his numbers mixed up, or the scores table did. One or the other. But, I mean, Seth Stover's out of the ball game, so... Second one for Hamilton, no good. Gotta work on that here in this one. 17-22. Still a close ball game. Bounce pass from Kendrick to Jones. And I don't know if that was a shot or a pass, but it went nowhere, and the Vikings throw it away right into the hands of Cole Minor. There's the pass from Minor to Ungenhauer. Shot no good, but Youngblood underneath it. His shot was no good, and then Ungenhauer got the rebound and the putback. So that all worked out, but a lot of contact on Cole's throw-up, and it didn't. No call there. There's Wheat, gets it over to Mack. Mack back out to Kendrick. Mack with it once again. Now Kendrick. Kendrick will drive around the perimeter, gets it over to Sawyer. Sawyer now back out to Kendrick. Bounce pass underneath, and it went off somebody's foot. Ball will stay with the Vikings as they are set to inbound it here on the baseline. And here we go again with the scorebook. This is like the 5th or 6th time this has happened in the entire Lancer Classic tournament. $22-20. No, well, they're going to credit us a point. I don't have totals down. I just have totals for players, but not the actual game total. I could add it up, but I'm going to choose not to, up until the first half of play at least. That's when I got to do all the math. This is like the 2nd time this has happened in this game and the 5th time in the entire tournament. So, but you know what? I've said it before. Can't get too mad at the people at the scores table. I'm pretty sure they're just staff at Southeast High School that are looking for a little overtime payment. So you can't expect professionals to come in every time at the scores table. And Coach Smiley and Coach Houck trying to figure this thing out. Well, I guess I don't know if I want to take a timeout or not, because who knows when this thing's going to happen. Who knows when they're going to figure this thing out and they're calling the players back to the bench. If I take a timeout now, I know that they're going to instantly figure it out. And Coach Houck's walking away. Yeah, see, if I would have taken a timeout there would have been no point. So, well, no change on the scoreboard as of right now. Okay, well, I guess they're still talking about it. Well, okay, fine. We'll take a 30-second timeout. We'll be back to Southeast High School. Hopefully they'll figure this out. And you know what? We're just going to roll a PSA to keep this thing, make sure we don't cut off any.
I used to drive an ambulance as an EMT, and I've always tried to be a safe driver. If people knew what I know, lives could be saved. In my car, if I see a truck or bus taking a turn, I know to take my time. When big vehicles turn right, they may swing wide to make the turn. If you try to sneak in, well, it's a lesson you'd rather not learn the hard way. When trucks and buses turn, let's you and I wait. It's our roads, it's our safety.
Everybody can make something, because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
Hey, look at that. It's now 20-22 here, as Titans are now back within 2, as they're giving us a basket we deserve. So we're going to take it. Both teams now going to be back on the floor after a 3-minute debacle at the scorers table. I kind of feel bad for the lady running the book. I would not want to be her right now. And now she's kind of got the eye on her. There's Sawyer with it, and he inbounds it to Kendrick. And that was Jesse Jones with it now. Gets it back to Sawyer. Jones kind of weaving around the perimeter. Back to Kendrick. Kendrick, top of the key, flips it over to Sawyer. He'll try a three right wing. No good. Too strong. Jones comes down with the rebound. He tries a three right wing. Rolls out. No good. And Ungenhauer comes down with it. That was close. That has you on the tip of your toes right there. There's Midget. He tries a three. Rolls in. Landon Midget. Now Titans are back on top, 23-22. Here we go. There's a three from Sawyer. No good. Midget comes down with the rebound. I think Cole Youngblood wanted it. And that pass stolen away, tipped away by Jesse Jones, intended for Matt Kirk. And now the Vikings have the basketball once again. Jones will try another three. Shot no good. Wheat comes up with the rebound. Flips it over to Sawyer. Sawyer will dribble it around and reset the offense a little bit. A little hesitation from him. I think he had a good look at a long three, but passed it up. Probably for the best, considering they've missed the past three of them that they've shot within about 30 seconds of game time. That was Kendrick. He gets it up to Trey Mack. Underneath pass to Landon Wheat. Now back to Mack. Back to Kendrick. Kendrick trying to get the steal. That was Ungenhauer. Underneath pass to Jesse Jones. He'll go up for the easy bucket. And substitutions coming in now for the Titans as Brett Hamilton will check in. And now I got to go back and find his first name. For the Parsons Vikings, Demias Johnson, a 30-second timeout called by Parsons. We'll take it with him. We'll return to the championship game of the Southeast Lancer Classic in 30 seconds. Back out here of the championship game, the Southeast Lancer Classic, 31st annual Southeast Lancer Classic. Parsons on top of Columbus, 24-23. Here with 2:49 to go in the half. Here's Midget. It is Titan basketball, calling a play. Here's Hamilton with it, left wing. Gets it over to Minor. Now back to Midget, top of the key. There's the three. Shot no good. And that was Kendrick that came down with the board. He'll flip it over to Sawyer. Sawyer tries a three. He was open for it, and he swished it. Got to be a little bit more patient there. 23-27, now a 5-point game. Titans were once on top of this. But it's a close one here. Be a time for a three desperately. There's Landon Midget. He drives in the lane. Little floaters up and good. Need shots like that to win ball games. Now it's back to a one possession. There's Jones. Gets it over to Sawyer. Now back to Kendrick. Kendrick will flip it over to Sawyer. Now back to Jones. Jones on the right wing. He drives in near top of the key and got his pocket picked by Brett Hamilton, and they'll call a jump ball. Pretty much as soon as Hamilton came up with the basketball, of course. But possession arrow will favor the Titans, as Brett Hamilton's set to inbound it. Gets it over to Midget. One possession ball game. Titans can tie it or potentially take the lead here on this one. There's Ungenhauer. Now back to Hamilton. Hamilton, cross-court pass from Midget. Now gets it over to Youngblood. Back to Hamilton. Hamilton drives in the lane. A little floater. No good. Stover comes down with the rebound. Shot no good. Cole Youngblood comes down with that one, and his putback is. Whew. I tell you what, some desperation in the lane shooting here tonight early on. We're tied at 27 all. There's Trey Mack, and that pass tipped out of there by Cole Youngblood. And they're going to get a pushing foul. That one should be on Demias Johnson. And it will be. That's Johnson's first foul. And Cole Youngblood at the line to possibly take the lead. First one for Youngblood, nothing but net. Second one bounces off the glass, no good. Vikings come up with the rebound. Here's Sawyer with it. Near the top of the key, flips it over to Mack, and that pass intended for Jesse Jones, a little too high for him, goes off his fingertips and out of bounds. It will go back to the Titans. Titans still up by one here as we tick under a minute to go in the half. Here's Hamilton. Gets it over to Ungenhauer. He drives baseline. Shot no good. A fight for the rebound. Comes in the hands of Cole Youngblood, and I think he got it again. His putback, second putback, no good. And this time, Demias Johnson gets it inside for Parsons. Oh, nice nifty move there. Blocked by Ungenhauer. It was a nice nifty move there with a spin baseline from Kendrick, and it was blocked by Ungenhauer and went out of bounds. Ball should stay with the Vikings. Last touched by Ungenhauer, but nice block there. That always looks good. Titans still on top by a point here. Here's Jones. Now Sawyer with it now. He'll back out. Drives in a little bit. Pass nearly picked away. Colt Ungenhauer got his hand on it. Here's Jones. Jones shakes the defender. Drives in a little putback. No good. I think he's a little upset about that one. And just with the smallest bit of contact, a ticky-tack foul will be called. They're going to get that one on Seth Stover as he just kind of brushed up against him a little bit, I guess. First one bounces off for Jones. Based on what I've heard, so far he's not having the best night, according to his, average. Which, of course, we're going to take. Jones does make the second one, though, and ties the ball game up. There's Hamilton. Hamilton hands it back out to Midget. Now Hamilton throws it over to Midget. Midget for three. Nothing but net for Landon Midget. And that's going to do it. A buzzer beater three at the locker room. Titans are ahead 31-28 going into the halftime. We will take a quick break and come back with the Crossland Construction halftime show. We'll bring a couple of recaps here from some stats and look at some scores from around the area from different tournament games as we wrap up the championship round of the Lancer Classic here. We'll be back to Southeast High School in 2 minutes.
Call's service is outstanding in their field, especially for those that are stuck, outstanding in their field. Call's carries a wide selection of farm, industrial, and heavy-duty tires, all from the best brands in the business. And they've got farm service trucks ready to go. Plus, Call's continues to be the place folks go for car and truck tires, repairs, oil changes, and so much more. If you're in the market for new tires in Southeast Kansas, make the right call to Call's Service, 620-724-4121. See more at callservicellc.com.
As one of the oldest banks in Southeast Kansas, Exchange State Bank is proud to be locally owned and operated. Exchange State Bank provides quality customer service supporting the growth of local businesses, agriculture, and the financial needs of families in the community. With competitive savings and loan products, online banking and mobile deposits, free debit cards, and more, Exchange State Bank is working to earn your business. To earn more, call 620-429-1873 or visit esbks.com. Exchange State Bank, you're not just banking, you're banking with friends.
Everybody can make something because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
When it comes to your health, there's no need to travel. Mercy Hospital Columbus offers an array of outpatient services such as physical therapy and infusions. Mercy also has private room swing bed services and respite care. The ER is open 24/7 with low wait times. Mercy cardiology physicians can even serve patients here. Choosing a small community hospital allows you to remain close to home while still receiving important medical care. Eliminate unnecessary time and travel by choosing Mercy Hospital Columbus.
Number one, obviously, is safety. We definitely call 811 to find out if there are any buried lines, fiber optic, whether it be telephone or pipeline or anything. Don't take a chance. Don't think you know and say, well, I don't remember anything being put in there. Call 811 and make sure that that's identified, that there isn't something there before you make that crossing. Because in the end, we want everybody going home.
And welcome back, everybody, to Southeast High School here at the halftime of the boys championship round. Titans currently on top of the Parsons Vikings with a last-second three from Landon Midget. It brought the score to 31-28 here on the Crossland Construction halftime show. Your career awaits with Crossland Construction. Start with Crossland right out of high school with their internship and apprenticeship programs. You can learn more at crossland.com/careers. Taking a look at some point totals here from this first half. Leading all scorers tonight was Landon Midget, and he got all of his points in the second quarter. He went dry in the first and then came up big in the second quarter, especially on defense. Got a couple of steals in there as well, him and Cole Youngblood. He had two big threes. In fact, one, like we said, right at the end of the second quarter. He also took a trip to the foul stripe. I actually think he got a bucket and a foul, and then had a layup somewhere else in there. Following him is Colt Ungenhauer. He had 8 points, 4 in the first. Second quarter also held 4 for him. Cole Miner scoreless, but he's also been big on defense as well. Following him is Brett Hamilton. He got a big 3 in the first quarter, followed up by a 2, and then a trip to the foul line, which he got 1 of 2 there, and that brings his total to 6 tonight. Seth Stover with a bucket in the first quarter after a mini putback. Same for Cole Youngblood. I think he had 3 opportunities at a putback and finally got 1 to go, plus a trip to the foul line where he made his 1. So that rounds out the scoring for the Titans. On the Parsons side, they're led in scoring by the guy that we've been talking about pretty much this entire broadcast, Jesse Jones. He's got 10 points on the night, 2 threes, big for Parsons in the second quarter, followed up by a trip to the foul line, and all of his points in the first quarter were at the foul stripe. So it kind of shows you how big of a shooter he's been for them tonight. As the other totals tonight, he's followed up by Dante Sawyer, who has 6 points in the ball game, got 3 in the first in the form of a bucket and a foul, and then he got a three-pointer, a big three-pointer for the Vikings in the second. Landon Wheat follows up him with 4 points. Both of them come in the first quarter. Same story for Jamarian Washington, the 6'1" junior. He had 4 points in the first quarter and went dry in the second. J.J. Kendrick got a bucket at the foul line and ends out his total with 1 point. And then Connor Barkus, I believe he's a sophomore as well. Yeah, the 5'8" sophomore. He picks up a bucket as well in the second quarter, and that rounds out his scoring with 2 points. So those are the scoring totals for the first half. I honestly think Titans were not playing their best basketball defense-wise. I mean, they just couldn't get anything going. In fact, they were a little sloppy on offense, too, had their pocket picked several times. But they came back out roaring in the second quarter, especially Landon Midget. He's been a player tonight for us, and hopefully we can see some more fire coming out of the second half. Traditionally, teams are better in the second half, and this Titan team's no different. But I believe personally, as long as they can contain the basketball and they can work well around the perimeter, find the looks, don't just throw up the shot, which they've been known to do this year. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But hopefully they'll be able to get the basketball in the net, especially from the outer perimeter. You know, we know Jesse Jones likes to take those threes, and he finds good looks at them. Titans already coming back out of the locker room, not needing much time in there. But especially for the Titans, like we said, they need to find some good looks from the outer perimeter because Parsons is certainly going to be doing the exact same thing. We're going to take another quick break, and when we come back, we'll update you on some scores from other tournament games for the finales, the other two championship games that we had, and then we'll also recap the girls' game from earlier this afternoon. We'll take a quick break. We return to Southeast High School in 2 minutes.
You're trying to make the most of the next harvest, navigating a changing business landscape, or planning for the next chapter in your life. The professionals at Prime Accounting Solutions are here to help. With 10 locations, Prime Accounting offers convenient, friendly accounting and tax services at a fair price. Payroll, bookkeeping, business planning, personal tax filing, and more. And now Prime is the place to go for insurance. Titan fans can find us at 404B North Grand in Pittsburgh or call 620-232-7305. To find a location near you, go to primeaccounting.net.
I used to drive an ambulance as an EMT, and I've always tried to be a safe driver. If people knew what I know, lives could be saved. In my car, if I see a truck or bus taking a turn, I know to take my time. When big vehicles turn right, they may swing wide to make the turn. If you try to sneak in, well, it's a lesson you'd rather not learn the hard way. When trucks and buses turn, let's you and I wait. It's our roads, it's our safety.
Roto-Rooter is proud to serve Southeast Kansas, offering sewer and drain cleaning, as well as septic and grease trap pumping 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. From toilet clogs to video inspections, sewer line repairs to complete replacements. To make an appointment, call 620-231-5630. That's 620-231-5630. Roto-Rooter, proud to support area high schools and student athletes. See the rad in names and numbers.
What would happen if I had to pick up the phone, call 911 for one of my family members or one of my neighbors? What would I do if no one was on the other end to respond? What if there was no 911? So you can be a part of the solution.
Anybody can be a firefighter. Male, female, younger, older.
We have school teachers. We have leaders in business.
Is me, you, anyone that wants to be. There is no typical firefighter.
Welcome back out here to Southeast High School. 30 seconds left until the second half of play. We'd like to tell you about the other two championship games that we had going on around the area in the Varsity Sports Live Network. The Galena Bulldogs were taking on Thomas Jefferson Warriors for the boys championship of the Tony DuBray Classic at Liberal, Missouri. Galena's going to win that one for second or third year in a row, 74-41. And then the Girard Trojans were in the boys championship against the Augusta Orioles. And they will lose that one 49-55 in a close one that was really down until the final minutes, of the fourth quarter. Now we get back to action as this one. Titans on top, 31-28 at the half. Hopefully they can sustain the momentum they got from that big three at the end by Landon Midget. Hopefully they can keep the momentum going, but it will be Viking basketball to start the second half. Here in this one. I'm running over my own headphone cord there. And that pass kind of stolen away by Landon Midget, but I think he stepped out of bounds. Ball will stay with the Vikings. There's Jones with it. Flips it over to Sawyer. Sawyer tries the three. Bounces off. No good. And there's a fight for the rebound in there, but Jesse Jones comes up with it. He drives through the lane. His shot's up and good. First bucket of the second half goes to Jesse Jones, and he gets, a rebound, and he gets another shot in. I didn't even see that, but somebody got their own rebound, and Parsons off to a hot start early on in this third quarter. Here's Landon Midget, top of the key. Flip it inside to Stover now, back out to Minor. Just underneath to Hamilton. Shot rolls off the rim, no good. And goes out of bounds. And it bounced off of Trey Mack's hands, but they're going to say it goes back to the Vikings. Quite clearly saw that bounce off of Trey Mack's hands, but whatever, I guess. Here's Jones with it now. Gets it back over to Sawyer. Sawyer now over to, that was number 0, Washington. I actually need to write in his number so I can figure out where it is. Bounce pass underneath to Washington. Backing up against Stover. Shots up and good. He has 6 in the ball game. Still a one-possession ball game, but Vikings have pulled out early on top, 31-34. I guess 34-31, which is the phrase I said that. There's Midget. And then there's Ungenhauer. He sneaks around the baseline. Minor. I always get those two confused. He gets his first points of the ball game. Now back to a 1-point lead for the Vikings. There's Jesse Jones. I also have no idea why I get Ungenhauer and Minor confused. Bounce pass underneath to Washington. Washington goes up in the lane. Shot no good. Hamilton comes down with the rebound. Long pass across the court for Ungenhauer. Shakes the defender, and his shot is up and good off the glass. There's Sawyer with it now, and his pocket was picked by Ungenhauer off the jump ball, and possession arrow should favor the Titans. And I think they're going to get a technical on him for yelling at the referee. I didn't see the call, but Columbus fans were cheering up about it. I believe that was Dante Sawyer. We'll see if somebody goes to the foul line alone. Brett's right there. Yep, and they're going to get it on Dante Sawyer. That's a technical foul. So Brett Hamilton would go to the foul line. Lancer Classic always gets scrappy. What? Yeah, I don't know. Now we're on top 35-34. I don't know if that came in the form of Colts basket or not. Oh well. I'm not gonna complain now that we're on top, but I don't want to have to go through another 5-minute debate. First one for Hamilton rolls in. I don't know if he'll get 2 or 3 off of it. We'll wait and see, I guess. And knocks down the second one, so he'll get 2. And ball should go back to the Titans off the jump ball. Now 37-34, still a one-possession game for the Vikings, but we're going to take it. I'm not going to complain about anything. Well, no, I know we had 33 somewhere in there. But I don't know about the 35. Anyway, I'm not going to complain about it. Here's Ungenhauer. It's at the top of the key. He backed out a little bit and going to reset. Drives in. And I'm not sure who they're going to call on that one. I think they're going to get J.J. Kendrick with a hold. That'll be his second foul. I don't know what our confusion is, but nothing changed, so we'll stay tight in basketball as Hamilton inbounds it to Hamilton. Dish pass from Ungenhauer to Hamilton, and his bucket's up and in. 39-34 now, and that one goes out of bounds, back to the Titans. And Coach Hout wants a timeout. He wants to talk things over with his squad as Titans now lead it by 5 points, 39-34. We return to Southeast High School in 30 seconds.
As one of the oldest banks in Southeast Kansas, Exchange State Bank is proud to be locally owned and operated. Exchange State Bank provides quality customer service supporting the growth of local businesses, agriculture, and the financial needs of families in the community. With competitive savings and loan products, online banking and mobile deposits, free debit cards, and more, Exchange State Bank is working to earn your business. To earn more, call 620-429-1873 or visit esbks.com. Exchange State Bank, you're not just banking, you're banking with friends.
All right, everybody, welcome back out here. 5-point ball game. Titans on top here now. After Vikings came out quick here in the third quarter, Titans have managed to slow the Vikings down a little bit and have taken the lead off of a technical foul and a couple of good shots there. Hamilton fakes the 3. He'll drive in instead. Shot no good, but I guess they're going to get the charge on Hamilton. So he kind of ran into J.J. Kendrick there. So ball will go back to the Vikings. Titans going to spread out their defense a little bit. There's Jesse Jones on top to Trey Mack. Puts it inside to, that's number 21, Tullis. Now there's Mack. Backs out to Kendrick. His shot no good, and Hamilton comes up with the rebound. Almost at his pocket pick. Long. Okay, well, that almost worked out. Long cross-court pass for Stover, and that was nearly picked out of there by Mack. There's Hamilton with it. Sit over to Midget, and they'll back out and reset the offense here. He nearly had his pocket picked by Jesse Jones. And they were trying to get I think the Vikings were trying to get the turnover there, and they do. And, in fact, a foul is going to be called on Brett Hamilton. That's his third personal. And they've got him for 4. When he's coming out of the ball game, I don't think he's got 4, but I'll mark him. Especially because how wrong the score table has been tonight. Now we're having another talk. Oh, great. He's got 3, not 4. I don't know if that's what they were talking about or not, but they didn't change it, so I guess they're marking him for 4, even though I don't. Oh. No, I did get the text just now. Awesome. Coming up here between quarters, we'll update you on some scores from Titan Wrestling. So I believe they were at the Eureka tournament today. And that's Washington. He gets it inside to, I'm not sure who that was. I think that was Tullis, and he traveled with it, and ball will go back to the Titans. Still a 5-point ball game, 39-34. Once again, I apologize if I get these numbers wrong. I'm looking off of a computer screen because there's a big wall in my way. Nothing much I can do about it. I can look at one side, but really can't get much of the other. That's Midget. He flipped it over to Youngblood. Now there's Stover with it. Stover gets it over to Ungenhauer, fakes the 3. There's Washington on top of him, flips it over to Minor. He faked the 3, and he's called for the travel. Dang. That's Jesse Jones. He flips it over to J.J. Kendrick. Kendrick back to Jones. Finally get it across the half-court line. Back to Kendrick. Now right wing, flips it over to Jones. Top of the key, 3. No good. And Stover up there for the rebound. Nice job by Seth Stover to get up there and collect it. He flipped it over to Minor. Minor's going to slow things down. 3:15 left to go here in the third quarter. Now Midget with it. Gets it over to Ungenhauer. That was Minor. He flipped it over. Back to Ungenhauer, working on top of Tullis. He drives in the lane. Shot no good, but the whistle's blown. And Ungenhauer will go to the foul line. He looks a bit, I guess, disappointed he didn't get the bucket. 3 minutes exact on the clock. And they're going to get the foul on Travian Tullis. First personal. Minor makes the first one, makes it a 6-point game, has the opportunity to make their lead 7. Shot no good. And that's Jesse Jones with it. He drives in the lane, finds an opening, takes it up, shot no good, but a foul is called. That one's going to go against Cole Youngblood. It's his second. There's a second one, no good. And that was Washington that came down with the rebound. There's another 3 from Jones, no good. And Youngblood comes down with it in the backcourt, and he's being trapped. And there's a pushing foul on Trey Mack. That should be his first. First personal. Ball will go back to the Titans. Ungenhauer gives it up to Midget. Midget will slow things down a little and direct a little bit of traffic. Bounces it over to Ungenhauer now. Youngblood with it, top of the key. Jones on top of him, trying to pick the pocket. And he flips it over to Ungenhauer. Barely got out of there alive. There's Stover underneath pass from Ungenhauer, and Stover's easy bucket couldn't fall. And ball will go back to the Vikings. I guess they're going to say it went out of bounds off of a Titan. I missed that call. There's Kendrick with it now. He drives in. And he'll be fouled. He'll get that one on Cole Minor. Big of a defensive player Minor is. Only his first foul. There's Kendrick in the lane. He loses it and gets it back out. There was Trey Mack. He flipped it over to Jesse Jones. Jesse Jones underneath to J.J. Kendrick. His shot no good. Put back no good, and Youngblood comes down with it. My, oh my. Titans wanted to travel on Kendrick there early on. And that pass picked away. That was for Ungenhauer to Youngblood, and that one picked out of there. Jesse Jones fell with it, but it was picked up by Dante Sawyer, and the whistle's blown. I don't know who the foul's going to be on, but Dante Sawyer should be at the foul stripe. I think they're going to pick up that one on Cole Minor as well, his second. Two quick ones. First one, nothing but net for Sawyer. We went almost scoreless here for the second half of the third quarter up until that bucket. Offense really slowing down on both sides. And second one, nothing with net, cuts it to a 4-point difference. There's Midget with it now, and his pass picked out of there by J.J. Kendrick. Ungenhauer comes back up with it in the backcourt, and he loses it, and Vikings wanted to travel. His shot no good, and I think Titans were wanting some goaltending. There's Jones underneath the basket, and he gets the bucket and the foul. And Jesse Jones might have just tied the ball game up, depending on how his free throws go. And Coach Smiley wanted a timeout, and he had to yell it to the officials. And he wants a full one. We'll take it with him. We return here to Southeast High School for the close one here, 40-38. Jesse Jones at the foul line in 1 minute.
Is proud to serve Southeast Kansas, offering sewer and drain cleaning, as well as septic and grease trap pumping 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. From toilet clogs to video inspections, sewer line repairs to complete replacements. To make an appointment, call 620-231-5630. That's 620-231-5630. Roto-Rooter, proud to support area high schools and student athletes. See the rad in names and numbers.
As one of the oldest banks in Southeast Kansas, Exchange State Bank is proud to be locally owned and operated. Exchange State Bank provides quality customer service supporting the growth of local businesses, agriculture, and the financial needs of families in the community. With competitive savings and loan products, online banking and mobile deposits, free debit cards, and more, Exchange State Bank is working to earn your business. To earn more, call 620-429-1873 or visit esbks.com. Exchange State Bank, you're not just banking, you're banking with friends.
Welcome back here out of the timeout. Jesse Jones just had the possibility to tie it up. I'm pretty sure there was some goaltending on the other end of the court, but refs didn't call it. And then Jesse Jones got the rebound, went to the bucket, and got the foul with his basket. And he swishes his. Guess he didn't have the opportunity to tie it up. Guess only shooting one. Or not. Okay, no, he was. So he doesn't have the opportunity to tie it up, but pulls it within one. Titans got to get rolling offensively as we have went scoreless up until this point for most of the third quarter. Started off hot for both teams, and now they slowed down a little bit. Titans trying to get cooking, and they get a reach-in foul on Jamarian Washington trying to pick the pocket of Seth Stover. They're good at stealing the ball. Will not be a shooting situation. And that's going to be the fourth foul on Washington. That's Ungenhauer. Flips it over to Stover. Left wing. Tries a three. No good. And Washington underneath for the rebound. Gets it over to Kendrick. Under a minute here left to go. Third quarter. There's a three from Dante Sawyer. Shot no good. And they're going to get it. Well, that was Jamarian Washington underneath the basket. And he'll be fouled. And he will be at the foul stripe. As Cole Youngblood set to check back in to the ball game along with Travian Tullis. That foul was called on Jaspin Tanner, number 24, his first personal. He ties the ball game up here. Has the opportunity to give Parsons the lead here by one. And he does. Nothing but net on his side. And now Vikings starting to roll on all cylinders here. Titans really got to get going on offense to stay in this ball game. It's only 1 point, but, Vikings will pull away quick, especially when you've got the momentum that they currently have, especially with the way their defense is playing. My goodness. Pick your pocket from any corner of the court. There's Hamilton. He flips it over to Ungenhauer. That was Youngblood. Now Tanner with it. Tanner going to kind of hold on to it, trying to weave around the Viking defense. Gets it over to Holt Ungenhauer. He'll drive out and flip it over to Tanner. He managed to barely sneak out of there. There's Youngblood now. Baseline. Kirk gets it over to Tanner. Nearly lost it there, but picked it up with his right hand. There's Kirk. Kirk for three. No good. And that was Trey Mack that came down with the rebound. So we got a close one here for the championship. At the end of three, Parsons leads at 41-40 here over the Columbus Titans. We have the exciting finish to this one coming up here after this 30-second.
When it comes to your health, there's no need to travel. Mercy Hospital Columbus offers an array of outpatient services such as physical therapy and infusions. Mercy also has private room swing bed services and respite care. The ER is open 24/7 with low wait times. Mercy cardiology physicians can even serve patients here. Choosing a small community hospital allows you to remain close to home while still receiving important medical care. Eliminate unnecessary time and travel by choosing Mercy Hospital Columbus.
Welcome back here. We'd like to give you some wrestling information as the Titan Wrestlers are headed home from the Eureka tournament. The girls team took first and the boys team took second, and they also won the Sportsmanship Award. So very nice for Titan Wrestling. In fact, Grace Knoll, a couple of stats here for you. 15-9 for her. She placed third in the tournament and scored 17 points. And we have stats for each individual wrestler. We'll bring you those in the in the post-game show following this ball game. It seems like a very good day for Titan Wrestling from Eureka. Now what are we talking about? So many conferences in this ball game, and it's a close one. It's got me on the edge of my seat, literally. Titan basketball to start the fourth quarter. And as Kirk set to inbound it to Midget in the backcourt. We're off and running. Here's Midget. Flips it over to Kirk. Kirk now, and they're going to get him with a travel. Took a few too many steps near the top of the key, and ball will go back to the Vikings. Want to keep it within one possession here. No threes. Only a 1-point ball game here. Parsons with the lead, though. Here's Jesse Jones with it. I'd say get on top of him. Or Sawyer with it. Ungenhauer trying to pick that one. Titan's running a full court press and gets it over to Trey Mack. Mack gets it over to Sawyer. Sawyer will weave around the perimeter. Finds an opening in J.J. Kendrick. He's blocked out of there. Here's Jesse Jones for three. Nothing but net. What did I just say? Wide open was Jesse Jones. And it is now a 2-possession ball game. Well, still 1 possession, I guess, technically, if a bucket and a foul, but most likely a 2-possession ball game here for the Titans. Down 40-44, and that pass picked away by J.J. Kendrick. And that basket is not going to count, but I think he was fouled. Bucket for Kendrick rolls out, no good. Parsons comes down with the rebound, and there's a foul called. I'm not sure who that one was on. I know the last one was on Landon Midget. That's his 3rd foul. They're going to get the 2nd foul on Colt Ungenhauer as Tolis is at the foul line. Shot no good, and there's a full court press, and that's a foul in the backcourt on Ungenhauer. And that's the 4th foul on J.J. Kendrick. There's Midget, gets it over to Minor, and that one was swatted out of there by Sawyer. And they're going to get a pushing foul on Sawyer, and I think he's having some problems. Well, I don't know if I think he's having some problems breathing. As they're going to look at him, he falls on the floor. I think he's all right now. I think he's okay. Yeah, he's headed back out on the court, and I think it was just a little bit of the collision. And the foul will remain with him. As much as I hate to say it, I really don't agree with that call at all, but whatever's going to happen, Cole Minor at the foul line. Viking fans in very verbal disagreement. And the refs are telling the players to go to their benches as they're going to have another discussion about this, I guess. We'll just have another conference, I guess. 3rd or 4th one tonight. It wouldn't surprise me if they changed the call, just being honest. Because the way it looked, it didn't seem like there was a push at all from Sawyer. It seemed like he just kind of got knocked into, and then they called him for a push. And Vikings fans were very verbal about that. And I don't know. Well, Minor's at the foul line. There's not a call change. Lucked out there big time. When you're looking at a ball game as high intensity as this, that foul right there. No, man. But you got to sink them both. I guess you don't have to, but it'd be very big in this ball game to. Or shooting a 1-and-1. You got to make the first one. Remember, that foul will be the 4th on Sawyer, and Cole Minor knocked down the first. So he gets an opportunity to take a second. If he knocks it down, it's back to 2 points. His shot's no good. Now it's still a 1-possession ball game, but got to drain a 3 and stop Parsons on the offensive end. 6:43 left to go here in this ball game. There's Kendrick now, gets it over to Jesse Jones. That one tipped out of there and lands in the hands of Brett Hamilton. He tipped it up and caught his own Tip, I guess. There's Landon Midget with it now. Midget will drive in, back out, flips it over to Hamilton. Hamilton will drive baseline, and they're going to get a charge on Brett Hamilton as he bumped into, I believe, Tolis or Kendrick, and ball will go back to the Vikings. And I don't think he understands what he did, but that would have been a neat turnover. It resulted in a nice 3, but can't wish for everything. There's Jones in the backcourt. Titans full pressing him. And Coach Out calls a timeout to save the possession. If it's a full, we'll take it. If it's a 30, we'll keep it right here. And it is a full, so we'll take 30 seconds of it. We'll return to Southeast High School after this commercial.
One of the oldest banks in Southeast Kansas, Exchange State Bank is proud to be locally owned and operated. Exchange State Bank provides quality customer service supporting the growth of local businesses, agriculture, and the financial needs of families in the community. With competitive savings and loan products, online banking and mobile deposits, free debit cards, and more, Exchange State Bank is working to earn your business. To earn more, call 620-429-1873 or visit esbks.com. Exchange State Bank, you're not just banking, you're banking with friends.
It's a 3-point ball game. Parsons on top of Columbus, 44-41. Coach Out called the timeout to save the possession. Oh, man. Talk about coming down to the wire here. I think we have 6-something left to go here in the fourth quarter. We'll find out here as soon as the score clock changes. 6:10. Titans can tie this ball game up, man. I honestly did not think it was be this close, but like I said earlier, don't base Parsons' ability off their record because they've faced a lot of bigger schools. I believe that's Tolis with it, guarding on top of him, and they're going to get a foul on somebody. Try that and just an out of bounds. We'll go back to the Titans. Oh, and Brett Hamilton, I can understand why he was upset because he fouled out. I didn't even realize that. I only thought he had 4, but he got 5. That's my fault entirely. And that pass picked out of there by Cole Youngblood. And Cole Youngblood's pass tipped out of there by Washington, but he couldn't hold on to it. It'll stay with the Titans. Shows you how fast they are. In fact, I think they're going to call Cole Youngblood, or they're going to call Washington with a foul. Or no, it's just going to be out of bounds. I'm sorry. The way Cole Youngblood was standing, here's Ungenhauer with it. Floater in the lane's up and good. That's the first bucket of the second quarter. It's now a 1-point ball game, 44-43. I would save the timeouts as Vikings are saving the time here, rolling across the court. There's Kendrick off the pass from Jones. And that pass tipped out of there. Ooh. They're going to get a pushing foul on Cole Youngblood. Oh my gosh. He just tried to tip the ball away. Most ticky-tack foul I've probably ever seen. And that's his third. That's Jones at the foul stripe. I think he missed the first one. I heard something go off a rim. Second one bounces off, no good, and that was Johnson that came down with the rebound. I think Jesse Jones tried the 3, shot no good. Ungenhauer comes down with it. He races in, and a foul's called. Shot no good, but Ungenhauer will go to the foul line and have the possibility of tying this ball game up here. Who are they going to get the foul on? They'll get it on Trey Mack, his second. That's unfortunate. Rather called it on J.J. Kendrick myself. First one for Ungenhauer, rattles in. And there he goes, ties it up. Got the opportunity to take the lead by 1. But they got to hold on to it for 5 minutes and 21 seconds. So the way Parsons is playing, the fact that Brett Hamilton fouled out, nothing but net on the second. So they do take the lead by 1 point, 45-44. If we can get a big turnover here, that would be fantastic. That would change the momentum. And there it is from Colt Ungenhauer. And he loses it, and that's a jump ball. And they're going to say the ball possession arrow would stay or should go back to the Vikings. I think Coach Smiley wanted to call timeout to save the possession, didn't do it in time. I thought if you could have connected off of that turnover, that would have been huge. Huge in the swing of the momentum here in this ball game. Here's Jesse Jones with it. You got to watch him easily, and that pass could have been stolen, but here's Kendrick with it. There's Miner on top of him. Hands up. They only got a few seconds, and Kendrick gets it across. He'll try to drive in, backs it out to, I believe that's Jones. Jones drives in. No call. Somehow, Titans come out of there with it. He kind of backed up against Midget. I thought they were going to get an offensive foul on Jesse Jones, and no call there. There's Miner. What was that? Miner just kind of threw it up to Cole Youngblood. It was like a halfway shot, halfway pass, and Cole Youngblood actually had a decent shot at it, but it went out of bounds, and it'll go back to the Vikings. Not before Coach Smiley calls timeout, regroup his squad here as they maintain the lead by 1, 45-44. It's an intense one. We return back to Southeast High School to finish this one off in the boys' championship here in 30 seconds.
Graphics and overall look to your business is vital. Luckily, there's Vital Signs in Columbus. Vital Signs Sign Company has been the four-stage choice for vibrant, eye-catching signage since 2001. From small stickers and leather patch hats to lighted pole signs, digital signs, banners, and more, Vital Signs takes you from concept to design to installation. Up your graphics and promotion game with Vital Signs. To see more of their work, follow them at facebook.com/Vital Signs Sign Company or call 620-429-3000.
Welcome back here. Possession will favor the Vikings coming out of the timeout called by Coach Smiley. Going to regroup the squad. Both teams with 2 timeouts. Vikings are in the double bonus. Titans in the bonus. As Titans have 10 team fouls. Vikings with 8. There's J.J. Kendrick, and he tries to get it inside. Does to Jesse Jones. His shot's up and good, and they take the lead back. By 1. Have a feeling this game might come down to the wire. There's Cole Youngblood, now back over to Midget. Left wing, gets it over to Miner, right wing. Miner nearly lost it. Got it back, gets it over to Youngblood. Youngblood now back over to Ungenhauer. Ungenhauer, long cross-court pass, right wing for Miner. Now Stover, top of the key. Flips it over to Landon Midget, and that one picked out of there by Jesse Jones, and he saves it. Miner gets on top of him, and he won't get the shot. And I think they're going to call an offensive foul on Jesse Jones. And ball will go back to the Titans, man. What a lucky call there on the Titans side. They've gotten a couple of those tonight, but so has Parsons. And you got to watch Jesse Jones. I mean, we talked about him before this game started, and we kind of mentioned his name a lot tonight. Offense, defense, that one picked out of there nearly by Kendrick, and that was Washington. And they're going to get a foul on Washington, and that's going to be his... I think he just fouled out. And he does. So, Jamarian Washington will foul out of the ball game, and Colt Ungenhauer is at the foul line to hopefully take or tie the ball game up. He's got a 1-and-1 opportunity. And he's got to make the first one in order to take the lead back. By 1, of course. Never going to be able to pull out a 1 in this ball game. There's the first shot for Ungenhauer, nothing but net. Ties the ball game up 46-all. One more free throw, and it'll be Titan lead again. There it is. Got to make your free throws down the stretch, and Ungenhauer certainly done that tonight, as I think he's 4 for 4 at the foul stripe here in the fourth quarter. There's Kendrick. Gets it over to Trey Mack. Trey Mack lost it. It was saved by him, though. There's Kendrick with it once again. Right wing. Miner on top of him. He'll weave around the perimeter, trying to find somebody to get it into. Was trying to shake the defense of Miner and flips it out over to Trey Mack. Now back to Kendrick. Now back to Trey Mack. Gets it inside for Johnston. That was back out to Tolis. Now Trey Mack with it right wing. Inside for J.J. Kendrick. He'll go up, drive in, shot no good. But a foul is called, and that's probably what this ball game is going to be for the next 2 minutes and 43 seconds. Trips to the foul line back and forth. Either that or missed calls and screaming fans, one or the other. That foul was on Seth Stover. That was his third personal. First one for Kendrick's up and good. He hasn't had many buckets tonight, but now he's making them down the stretch when it's essential, and nothing but net on the second, and there's a Viking lead by 1. About as tense as it gets here in Southeast High School. Never thought I'd say that, but you know what? Here we are in this one. 2:37 left to go in the ball game. Here's Ungenhauer. Flips it over to Minor. Now back to Ungenhauer. Across court for Midget. Gets it over to Minor. And that pass picked out of there by Tolis. The Vikings are probably going to slow things down here as Jesse Jones will dribble it out. Just make sure your pocket isn't picked if you're the Vikings. Ungenhauer trying to play good defense. Gets it into Kendrick. Kendrick going to back out near the half-court mark. Gets it over to Jesse Jones. Kind of shook Colt Ungenhauer there. There's Kendrick with it now. He'll drive in, drive out. So they're trying to hold it here. Not a good lead. There's a cross-court pass for Trey Mack. He jumps up to find it. And that pass, long cross-court pass for, I think, Tullis. And a timeout going to be called by Coach Houck to reset his offense a little bit. 1:39 left to go. They burned a lot of clock there. 47-48. Parsons on top of Columbus here in the championship of the Lancer Classic. A tense one. Don't go away. We'll be right back here in 30 seconds.
To make the most of the next harvest, navigating a changing business landscape, or planning for the next chapter in your life, the professionals at Prime Accounting Solutions are here to help. With 10 locations, Prime Accounting offers convenient, friendly accounting and tax services at a fair price. Payroll, bookkeeping, business planning, personal tax filing, and more. And now Prime is the place to go for insurance. Titan fans can find us at 404B North Grand in Pittsburgh or call 620-232-7305. To find a location near you, go to primeaccounting.net.
(47-48). Parsons on top of Columbus here in this one by 1 point. I think 1:39 left to go in the ball game here. And one foul away is Columbus from being in the double bonus, as Vikings have 9 team fouls, 10 team fouls for the Titans, and Parsons has been in the double bonus for a decent amount of time now. I think most of the fourth quarter. So Coach Houck called the timeout, saved the possession. And that one brought in there by Landon Midget. He grabbed the ball. Oh my gosh, you've got to be kidding me. Possession arrow will still stay with the Vikings. As Landon Midget picked the pocket of Tolis and grabbed the ball. There's Jesse Jones, shakes the defender, and Midget swats it out. That's a tough call, but nothing more you can do about it. Every foul on either side is going to make people angry here late in the stretch. And isn't that the truth? Jones at the foul line. I'm going to get that one on Ungenhauer. It's his third. Still plenty of time here. That one, nothing but net for Jesse Jones. We talked about him early on and how dangerous he was going to be, and they can pull it up to a 3-point lead here. Jones makes this free throw. Bounces off, no good. Ungenhauer comes down with it. But that was Youngblood, and he flipped it over to Ungenhauer. Got to get in the lane, and fish pass under to Youngblood. He had no idea what to do with it. And there's a pushing foul in there. There was no shot call. I think they're going to get that one on Johnson. We'll wait and see. And then they do. It's his second foul. Very important that you make these. That does put Titans in the double bonus, meaning every free throw from here on out will result in 2, or every foul will result in 2 at the foul stripe for both teams. Or Youngblood misses the first. Second one, nothing but net, though. As I'm trying to find where to write him down, and Coach Smiley calls timeout to try to regroup his squad here. They're down by 1 point. Oh, man. I did not think this was going to go down to the wire, but it is, as number 14, who is that? Connor Barkus set to check in here for the Vikings. We'll take a 30-second timeout, and we'll return to Southeast High School, as Columbus down by 1 against Parsons here in the championship. We return after this commercial.
As one of the oldest banks in Southeast Kansas, Exchange State Bank is proud to be locally owned and operated. Exchange State Bank provides quality customer service supporting the growth of local businesses, agriculture, and the financial needs of families in the community. With competitive savings and loan products, online banking and mobile deposits, free debit cards, and more, Exchange State Bank is working to earn your business. To earn more, call 620-429-1873 or visit esbks.com. Exchange State Bank, you're not just banking, you're banking with friends.
Welcome back here. 1:24 left to go in the ball game. Titans down by 1. That's the story of this one here for either team. Parsons on top 49-48. A low-scoring affair as both teams playing defense. There's Barkus with it now. And trapped in the backcourt. Gets it over to Mack. Now ahead with it is Kendrick. Kendrick will back out a little, try to reset. And he goes up, and his shot's up and in. I think they were trying to get a foul call there, but J.J. Kendrick, he's had 4 fouls pretty much since the second quarter. And Jesse Jones grabbed Duncanhauer there, and he'll go to the foul line. That'll be the second foul on Jesse Jones, only his second. He's a dang good player, I'll tell you that. Got to give credit to Parsons. They are bringing the heat tonight. First one for Ungenhauer, nothing but net. This is the time to make them. Titans can pull it back within 1 here. Hopefully get a rebound. That would be so nice. And Ungenhauer net makes it. There's Jones with it now. Dish pass over to Kendrick. Kendrick in the backcourt. There you go. Play some defense. Gets it over to Barkus. Barkus had a wide open shot, but they kept it in the backcourt for a decent amount of time. Kendrick with it now as we take under a minute. And that pass stolen away. Barkus comes up with it. And I guess they called a time. I guess Parsons called a timeout, trying to save the possession. I'm not sure if it was. Anyway, no foul was drawn. The fans got excited, but there was nothing there. 43.2 seconds left to go. It's a full timeout called by somebody. Either way, we'll take it with, and we return here to Southeast High School to finish this one off here in, well, you know what? We'll end the suspense 30 seconds.
Having the right branding, graphics, and overall look to your business is vital. Luckily, there's Vital Signs in Columbus. Vital Signs Sign Company has been the 4-stage choice for vibrant, eye-catching signage since 2001. From small stickers and leather patch hats to lighted pole signs, digital signs, banners, and more, Vital Signs takes you from concept to design to installation. Up your graphics and promotion game with Vital Signs. To see more of their work, follow them at facebook.com/Vital Signs Sign Company or call 620-429-3000.
Welcome back here to Southeast High School. Parsons on top of Columbus by 1 point. Said that about 5 times tonight, 51-50. As we have 43.2 seconds left to play in this one, unless for some odd reason. With the odd score right now, I doubt it would go into overtime, but you know what? I hope it doesn't go into overtime. Just end the suspense. Will be Viking basketball as Coach Hout called the timeout to save the possession. There's a pass underneath. His shot no good. That was Jesse Jones, and Titans come up with the possession. I don't know what you do here. There's a couple of situations you could do. Just better hope Parsons doesn't steal the ball because they'll be out and away with it. Take care of it. Ungenhauer goes inside. Oh, man. And Miner tried to take the pass, and it went out of bounds. 23.9, 1-point ball game. They were lucky that Jones missed that basketball. Coach Smiley still has a timeout. Parsons with 0. Both teams in the double bonus. There's Jones within the backcourt. I don't know if you foul him or if you just wait to see if you can pop a steal in there, and Ungenhauer does foul. You're up by 1. Most you can send him to is 2, so that was probably the right move. But if they make both of these, makes it a 3-point ball game. And then you got to hit a 3. Either that or go up in the lane for bucket and a foul, but I think Parsons is going to try to back away from that matter. In this case, that was the 4th on Ungenhauer. Don't take him out of the ball game now. I'm honestly not sure how Kendrick hasn't gotten his 5th foul in this game. He's been at 4 pretty much the entire second half. Could cut it to could bring Parsons' lead up to 3 here with this free throw. Pressure's on Kendrick. And rolls in, up and good. Now you got to have a 3 and no steals in order to tie it up. That one wouldn't have went in anyway. I think Coach Smiley called timeout. 13.6. 3-point ball game, so here's probably what's going to happen. It's either we are going to get a big 3 there from Ungenhauer or somebody. I really don't care who it is. You get a big 3, you tie it up, you go into overtime. If you miss it, you got to hope to get a rebound. And if you don't get the rebound, well, you go home in a very upsetting loss, but to a pretty good team. Like I said, Parsons' record is 5-6, but a good majority of their losses have come to big 4A schools. And some of them are pretty good basketball teams, so you never want to count a team out based on their record. And I think a game like this is going to be good for sub-state competition, especially when you get into the 3A schools that have been playing teams like this for a long time. Frontenac in their tournament every year faces schools that are 4 and 5A, and they lose to them, but when it comes down to CNC play, they're pretty dominant. And that's really where it matters in your classification. Medals are being brought out here. Now we just got to decide which team's going to get first, which team's going to get second. Oh, man. You love games that come down to the wire like this. It really tests your team, see how they'll handle in certain situations. But you also want to win. There's Ungenhauer, gets it over to Stover now, back to Midget. He tries a 3, shot no good, and that'll do it for the ball game. Parsons will come down with it, and there's a foul call, 2.8. And I think they're going to get that one on Ungenhauer, and I'm pretty sure he will foul out of the ball game. And Ungenhauer will foul out of the ball game. 1 free throw here, and it ices it away for the Vikings. 2 misses and a rebound, which is probably not going to happen. You got a shot. But all Parsons needs is 1. And they didn't get it. They got another opportunity. If he misses this one, then you got to go for a 3, and you got to be quick about it. But if he makes this one, ball game is over. And it's nothing but net. So, man, there's no shot after the buzzer. Almost went in, but Titans will fall in this one by 4 points. 54-50 over the Parsons Vikings. And Parsons will be the Lancer Classic champions of 2023. Titans will take second place in a big matchup Both teams played really hard towards the very end. A couple players fouled out. I know Titans are probably disappointed they didn't come up with a win this time around. But you know what? I think there's a lot to learn from this ball game, and I think down the stretch when you get to your actual classification and play the teams that you're going to be facing in the sub-state tournament, then this is where you really need to, this game's one to look back on. They're going to have the trophy presentation real quick for second and first place. Second place is never a bad finish. You never want to be upset about that. Titans did win it last year, so unfortunately there is no repeat of it. Parsons Vikings will win it this year. Titans will take their second place medals. And fortunately, I guess, for the Vikings, they will take home first in this one. A very good ball game, very exciting to watch. Unfortunate ending, but you know what? Titans will learn a lot from this ball game. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back with our post-game show, recap some stats from the last half of this one, and tell you about some wrestling stats that came out of this one. A very big wrestling night here for Columbus. We'll mention those stats for all the girls' team coming up here in just a few minutes. We return to Southeast High School in
Columbus.
Call's service is outstanding in their field, especially for those that are stuck, outstanding in their field. Call's carries a wide selection of farm, industrial, and heavy-duty tires, all from the best brands in the business. And they've got farm service trucks ready to go. Plus, Call's continues to be the place folks go for car and truck tires, repairs, oil changes, and so much more. If you're in the market for new tires in Southeast Kansas, make the right call to Call's Service, 620-724-4121. See more at callservicellc.com.
As one of the oldest banks in Southeast Kansas, Exchange State Bank is proud to be locally owned and operated. Exchange State Bank provides quality customer service supporting the growth of local businesses, agriculture, and the financial needs of families in the community. With competitive savings and loan products, online banking and mobile deposits, free debit cards, and more, Exchange State Bank is working to earn your business. To earn more, call 620-429-1873 or visit esbks.com. Exchange State Bank, you're not just banking, you're banking with friends.
I always forget to take that off. Welcome back out here to Southeast High School. The final of the Lancer Classic will end with Columbus falling to Parsons tonight, 54-50. In a game that was really back and forth the entire way through. Neither team could escape a 1-point deficit until a foul at the end of the game by Cole Tungenhauer that fouled him out. An unfortunate night. But you got to respect both teams. Both of them played hard. Both of them played very, very well tonight, I thought. Late in the stretch, they hit their threes. I think a couple more shots could have went our way, and maybe we could have had this one, but you know what? Never look at a tournament and classify it as a definition of a team, because what really matters is when you get into your class, when you get into your district, your conference, and you play those games and you win those. That's really what's important. And especially games like this where you have a team that's really, really tight all the way, and a team that can fight really, really well, such as Parsons. Like I said, they played a lot of 4A schools, and they've got a lot of good players on their team. Jesse Jones, incredible performance on offense and defense, picked the ball away several times. Can barely stay on top of him, so that seals the deal. The Lancer Classic will end with Titans taking second place, Landon Midget, Cole Tungenhauer on the all-tournament team, and Parsons will take home first. So I didn't get a chance to add up some scoring totals, but we'll add them up together. So Cole Tungenhauer, I'm sure he'll lead all scorers. He had 8 points at the half. He had another 3, so that's 11 in the third quarter, and then let's count them here. So that's 1, 2. Well, let me restart here. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19 points in the game for Colt Ungenhauer. Cole Minor had 3 points to finish out the ball game. 10 for Brett Hamilton. Landon Midget kind of went dry in the second half, but he had 11 at the half, and I didn't mark him for any at all in the second half of play. So he'll finish with 11. Seth Stover, same story with 2. And Cole Youngblood had 4 to wrap up the ball game. Looking at Parsons, J.J. Kendrick had a big fourth quarter. In fact, if it wasn't for him, scores might look a little different, but he had a huge fourth quarter. He only had 1 at the end of the half, and then he picked up, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that gives he rounds out with 8, got 7 in the fourth quarter, and that was huge for Parsons. Trey Mack had 2 points in the entire ball game. Jesse Jones, let's add up this number. He had 10 at the half, so 12, 14, 16, 17. Hit a big 3 there. That's 20, 22, 23 points for Jesse Jones. We mentioned him early on as being a huge shooter, and that's exactly what he did tonight. He pulled up big in some key moments late in the stretch. Dante Sawyer, 6 points at the halftime, and then he brought up a 2 and then a bucket at the foul stripe. He ends up with 9 tonight. 4 points for Landon Wheat. Didn't get to see him much in the second half. I think Coach Hout kind of benched him a little bit. Connor Barkus, he'll end it with 2. And Jamarian Washington, who did foul out, ends it up with 8 points in the ballgame. Those are your scoring totals tonight from Southeast High School. An unfortunate night for the Titans, but we do have some better news regarding Titan Athletics, regarding the wrestling side. We'll bring you that and wrap out this one from Southeast High School coming up after this commercial break. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
PrimeAccounting.net. Roto-Rooter is proud to serve Southeast Kansas, offering sewer and drain cleaning, as well as septic and grease trap pumping 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. From toilet clogs to video inspections, sewer line repairs to complete replacements. To make an appointment, call 620-231-5630. That's 620-231-5630. Roto-Rooter, proud to support area high schools and student athletes. See the rad in names and numbers. Having the right branding, graphics, and overall look to your business is vital. Luckily, there's Vital Signs in Columbus. Vital Signs Sign Company has been the 4-state's choice for vibrant, eye-catching signage since 2001. From small stickers and leather patch hats to lighted pole signs, digital signs, banners, and more, Vital Signs takes you from concept to design to installation. Up your graphics and promotion game with Vital Signs. To see more of their work, follow them at facebook.com/Vital Signs Sign Company or call 620-429-3000.
Question: what will you find on all over-the-counter or OTC medicine packages to help you choose the right drug and use it safely? The answer: the Drug Facts label. This label lists the medicine's active ingredients and purpose, how much to take, and warnings you should know before using it. Remember, even OTC medicines you buy without a prescription can cause side effects you don't want. So follow the information listed on the Drug Facts label. For more information, visit fda.gov/Drug Facts label. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
Welcome back out here to Southeast High School for our final time appearing here. Thankfully, it's been a long week from the 31st Annual Lancer Classic Tournament. Titans take second with a 54-50 loss to the Parsons Vikings. Congratulations to them. Played a tough game. We don't want to stress that, or we want to stress that enough. Just a tough night. This one's going to hurt a little bit, but you know what? A game like this is good when you're going to face Galena coming out of the break. They will have them on Tuesday, the 24th, and then it doesn't get any easier as they have Frontenac for homecoming at home on the 27th. We will not be at Galena on the 24th. We will be that will be live streamed on Galena Sports Live, so tune in to that. Should be a very exciting game for both squads, girls and boys. Girls coming off of a 5th place championship, boys coming off of 2nd place. So I think either way, the Galena game should be very good. Even though Galena did win in their tournament, the Tony DeBray Classic, against Thomas Jefferson Independent Day School, 74-41, something like that. Anyway, talking about Titan Wrestling, we mentioned it earlier that the girls headed home from the Eureka tournament. The girls took first, and the boys team took second, and they won the Sportsmanship Award out there. So congratulations to them. Grace Knoll 15-9, placed third, and she scored 7 overall team points. Some individual stats for everyone else. Addison Saporito, who's undefeated, 26-0, placed first and scored 26 team points. Emily Britt, 16-10 on the year so far, placed first and scored 22 team points. Brooklyn Collingsworth, 3-1, placed second. Madeline Garcia, who's 16-2, placed first as well and scored 30 team points. Aubrey Saporito, who's 28-3, placed third and scored 20 team points. Katie Simpson, new wrestler this year, 3-2, placed fifth. Brooklyn Lima, 23-4, placed second and scored 22 team points. Gracie Major, 15-5, another new wrestler this year, placed second and scored 10 team points. She also plays basketball. Can't forget about that. Jalen Rodriguez, 25-3, placed first and scored 28 team points. Corbin Newberry, 21-7, placed first and scored 28 team points. We're now on the boys side of the bracket, if you couldn't tell. Kate Saporito, 15-8. He placed third and scored 19 team points. Caden Cox, who's 18-6, kind of flipped between wrestling and basketball, now back to wrestling, placed first and scored 28 team points. Jake Eddington, who is 20-5, placed second and scored 24 team points. So a very good day from the Eureka tournament for Titan Wrestling. So even if there's an upset here on the court, on the mat, we do have some very good news. So congratulations to all the Titan wrestlers out there. I'm hoping we can at least fit in one wrestling match sometime in this schedule, but it's tough. We can only do a certain amount of games, and that's why we're cutting the Galena one so we can fit in enough for the spring sports, because we've got a big squad coming back for baseball and softball, but that's a long ways away. So like we said, the Titans will take on the Galena Bulldogs at Galena High School on the 24th. That is a Tuesday night. We will not be there. It'll be live streamed on Galena Sports Live, so tune into that. Should be a good game for both squads. And then for homecoming on the 27th, they will take on the Frontenac Raiders. So that'll do it for us finally after this long week from Southeast High School. Titans will take second on the boys' side in the Lancer Classic, and the Titan girls will take fifth. Not a bad year at all, and we'll head back into conference play out of this break. I want to thank everybody for joining us. Thank everybody for tuning in tonight. And next time we will see you, we'll be at home for homecoming on the 27th. Everyone have a great night, and we'll see you then. Thanks for watching.
Columbus Sports Live is presented by Mercy of Columbus. Also by